Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Joshua with another action figure review. And this morning, I'd like to show off to you guys another figure that I have in my collection. This is my Power Rangers Lightning Collection Red Zeo Ranger. I bought this dude off eBay last week, along with a couple of other figures. I think I bought this guy for about $10, give or take, which is a pretty good deal considering that this is, the Red Zeo Ranger, and it sells pretty high up there. Uh, Another reason why I got it for so cheap was because it just came with the figure. There was no accessories whatsoever. Traditionally, I wouldn't buy an action figure unless it came with some of the accessories, but in this case, the reason why I bought this figure is because it's going to be solely for a customization work. Uh, I've had a couple of people ask me to do more custom zombie rangers, and so I'm going to turn Tommy Oliver into a zombie. It's gonna be pretty badass looking. Uh, Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with the figure, but I have an idea. I've gotten into molding civilian heads over the past couple of months. So since I don't have a civilian head for this Red Ranger, I'm gonna take one of my resin heads, and I'm thinking about cutting the resin head into pieces. And I'm gonna take this helmet here, and I'm gonna give him some like exposed, zombie face and helmet, like maybe an eyeball, and really considering about cutting this part off of the helmet where the face is, well, the mouth and the nose and chin, and I'm gonna cut all that off, make it look like it's been destroyed, and replace that with a zombie face. And I think it's gonna look pretty cool. But other than that, the articulation on this figure is actually pretty good. The articulation on this figure is basically the same as all the other Ranger Lightning figures that they've come out with for most part. Now you have the boot swivel. That's pretty cool. Foot moves up and down. This one in particular really doesn't really have much motion, but whatever. It has a double jointed kneecap. Pretty cool. You can do splits about that far out with some modifications. You can probably get up in there and trim off the hips a little bit on the inside and give them more articulation, but I'm not going to go that far. He's got a thigh swivel. I like that. You can kick about that far up. Can't really go back much more. Ab crunch. Ab crunch is actually pretty loose in a good way. It's. I don't feel like I'm going to be breaking the figure when I'm moving back and forth. It's pretty nice. He's got a rotation in the torso, which is also a little loose in a good way. I like that. Butterfly joints. And what's really cool too is that they actually added the gold inside the butterfly joints as well. It's definitely a plus. Double jointed elbows. I like that. Little arms are on swivels. Well, sorry, hands, my bad. Fuck me sideways. The head is on a nice ball joint as well, and it rotates and goes up and down. And it's actually on a. I'm gonna pull this off camera for a second. The ball joint system is actually on the thicker swivel, so that way it doesn't snap off when you're going to and from civilian to helmet. And it's nice. That's one of the shitty things about the newer Lightning figures is that this part right here, I've noticed that they've shrank it up nearly by half, and in my opinion, it kind of feels like the reason why Hasbro did that is because they want us to buy more of their figures, which is kind of a dick move in my opinion. But again, I can't say that for sure. But if that's the reason why they're doing that, maybe the reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to save money on plastic. It's still a dick move. This is like ideal right here in my own personal opinion. But worst case scenario though, if that ever happened to me, all that I would do is I would just, maybe glue this into place so that way it can't move down and up. I would, render the articulation for looking up and down, but, it is what it is. And I would take the ball joint, drill a little hole right in there, then add like a really small screw or even a nail, glue that in there and drill a hole right into the neck, glue that in, and so that way I can actually use the ball joint again. But unfortunately, that's kind of shitty how far some people have to go to keep their figure, to keep themselves from buying another figure just because the neck joint broke. But on a scale of 1 to 10 with this Red Ranger, it's definitely a solid figure. I don't really have any complaints on this figure at all, just in general. Again, this came from the Hasbro like earlier Lightning Collection line, and it's just definitely a solid figure. You can tell that they added a lot of detail to the figure and time and effort, and you see all that detail right in there too, just all over the place. And it's really a great looking figure. And just from a distance away, I don't know if it's the plastic or what, but it looks like the plastic mainly on the legs, looks like it has some, red shading on there as well. I don't think that's the case, but it looks like it does. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely give this figure about, a solid 8. And the only reason why is because, these swivel joints here, they're just rendered a little bit by the extra little plastic right here, so I can't go all the way up. But it doesn't really bother me. This is going to be a nice looking custom when I'm done with it. It's a great looking figure as is, but 8 out of 10. This is a great figure. I know a lot of people have this guy in their collection, and I am pretty excited about it. I'm excited about turning this to a zombie. I really want to see what I can do with it. And that's all that I have for this review. If you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.